You see, back in 2009, in the parking lot just outside this theater, some of the very first tests of self-driving technology took place. It was right here where a group of Google engineers, roboticists, and researchers set out on a crazy mission to prove that cars could actually drive themselves. Now, back then, most people thought self-driving cars were nothing more than science fiction. But this dedicated team of dreamers believed that self-driving vehicles could make transportation safer, easier, and more accessible for everyone. And so, the Google Self-Driving Car Project was born. Now, fast forward to 2018, and the Google Self-Driving Car Project is now its own independent alphabet company called Waymo. And we've moved well beyond tinkering and research. Today, Waymo is the only company in the world with a fleet of fully self-driving cars with no one in the driver's seat on public roads. Now, members of the public in Phoenix, Arizona have already started to experience some of these fully self-driving rides too. Let's have a look.
Okay, day one of self-driving. Are you ready? Go.
Oh, this is weird.
This is the future.
Yeah, she was like, is there no one driving that car?
I knew it. I was waiting for it.
You'd certainly never know that there wasn't someone driving his car.
Yo, car.
Selfie.
Thank you, car.
Yeah, thank you, car.
It's pretty cool. All of these people are part of what we call the Waymo Early Rider Program, where members of the public use our self-driving cars in their daily lives. Over the last year, I've had a chance to talk to some of these early riders, and their stories are actually pretty inspiring. One of our early riders, Neha, witnessed a tragic accident when she was just a young teen, which scared her into never getting her driver's license. But now she takes a Waymo to work every day. And there's Jim and Barbara, who no longer have to worry about losing their ability to get around as they grow older. Then there's the Jackson family. Waymo helps them all navigate their jam-packed schedules, taking Kyla and Joseph to and from school, practices, and meetups with friends. So it's not about science fiction. When we talk about building self-driving technology, these are the people we're building it for. In 2018, self-driving cars are already transforming the way they live and move. So Phoenix will be the first stop for Waymo's driverless transportation service, which is launching later this year. Soon, everyone will be able to call Waymo using our app, and a fully self-driving car will pull up with no one in the driver's seat to whisk them away to their destination. And that's just the beginning. Because at Waymo, we're not just building a better car. We're building a better driver. And that driver can be used in all kinds of applications. Ride-hailing, logistics, personal cars, connecting people to public transportation. And we see our technology as an enabler for all of these different industries. And we intend to partner with lots of different companies to make this self-driving future a reality for everyone. Now, we can enable this future because of the breakthroughs and investments we've made in AI. Now, back in those early days, Google was perhaps the only company in the world investing in both AI and self-driving technology at the same time. So when Google started making major advances in machine learning, with speech recognition, computer vision, image search, and more, Waymo is in a unique position to benefit. For example, back in 2013, we were looking for a breakthrough technology to help us with pedestrian detection. Luckily for us, Google was already deploying a new technique called deep learning, a type of machine learning that allows you to create neural networks with multiple layers to solve more complex problems. So, our self-driving engineers teamed up with researchers from the Google Brain team. And within a matter of months, we reduced the error rate for detecting pedestrians by 100x. That's right, not 100%, but 100 times. And today, Today, AI plays an even greater role in our self-driving system, unlocking our ability to go truly self-driving. Now, to tell you more about how machine learning makes Waymo the safe and skilled driver that you see on the road today, I'd like to introduce you to Dimitri.
Good morning, everyone. It's great to be here. Now, at Waymo, AI touches every part of our system, from perception to prediction to decision-making to mapping and so much more. Now, to be a capable and safe driver, our cars need a deep semantic understanding of the world around them. Our vehicles need to understand and classify objects, interpret their movements, reason about intent, and predict what they will do in the future. They need to understand how each object interacts with everything else. And finally, our cars need to use all of that information to act in a safe and predictable manner. So needless to say, there's a lot that goes into building a self-driving car. And today, I want to tell you about two areas where AI has made a huge impact: perception and prediction. So first, perception. Detecting and classifying objects is a key part of driving. And pedestrians in particular pose a unique challenge because they come in all kinds of shapes, postures, and sizes. So for example, here's a construction worker picking out of a manhole with most of his body obscured. Here's a pedestrian crossing the street, concealed by a plank of wood. And here, we have pedestrians who are dressed in inflatable dinosaur costumes. And now, we haven't taught our cars about the Jurassic period, but can still classify them correctly. We can detect and classify these pedestrians because we apply deep nets to a combination of sensor data. Traditionally, in computer vision, neural networks are used just on camera images and video. But our cars have a lot more than just cameras. We also have lasers to measure distance and shapes of objects, and radars to measure their speed. And by applying machine learning to this combination of sensor data, we can accurately detect pedestrians in all forms in real time. A second area where machine learning has been incredibly powerful for Waymo is predicting how people will behave on the road. Now, sometimes people do exactly what you expect them to, and sometimes they don't. Take this example of a car running a red light. Unfortunately, we see this kind of thing more than we'd like. But let me break this down from the car's point of view. Our car is about to proceed straight through an intersection. We have a clear green light, and cross traffic is stopped with a red light. But just as we enter the intersection, all the way in the right corner, we see a vehicle coming fast. Our models understand that this is unusual behavior for a vehicle that should be decelerating. We predict the car will run the red light. So we preemptively slow down, which you can see here with this red fence, and this gives the red light runner room to pass in front of us while it barely avoids hitting another vehicle. And we can detect this kind of anomaly because we've trained our ML models using lots of examples. Today, our fleet has self-driven more than 6 million miles on public roads, which means we've seen hundreds of millions of real-world interactions. To put that in perspective, we drive more miles each day than the average American drives in a year. Now, it takes more than good algorithms to build a self-driving car. We also need really powerful infrastructure. And at Waymo, we use the TensorFlow ecosystem and Google's data centers, including TPUs, to train our neural networks. And with TPUs, we can now train our nets up to 15 times more efficiently. We also use this powerful infrastructure to validate our models in simulation. And in this virtual world, we're driving the equivalent of 25,000 cars all day, every day. All told, we've driven more than 5 billion miles in simulation. And with this kind of scale, both in training and validation of our models, we can quickly and efficiently teach our cars new skills. And one skill we started to tackle is self-driving in difficult weather, such as snow, as you see here. And today, for the first time, I want to show you a behind-the-scenes look at what it's like for our cars to self-drive in snow. This is what our car sees before we apply any filtering. Driving in a snowstorm can be tough because snowflakes can create a lot of noise for our sensors. But when we apply machine learning to this data, this is what our car sees. We can clearly identify each of these vehicles, even through all of the sensor noise. And the quicker we can unlock these types of advanced capabilities, the quicker we can bring our self-driving cars to more cities around the world and to a city near you. And we can't wait to make our self-driving cars available to more people, moving us closer to a future where roads are safer, easier, and more accessible for everyone. Thanks, everyone.